Hey everybody,
Hi.
welcome to Highways, Byways, and Backroads, where we take you along with us on one of our mini road adventures. Where do we go this time, Annette?
US Highway 50 or Lincoln Highway.
Wait, the Lincoln Highway?
Mm-hmm.
But the Lincoln Highway goes from New York City to San Francisco.
We didn't take the whole thing.
I don't think we did.
No, we just went across Nevada.
We did. We went across the state of Nevada. I think there's another name for that.
Right. It's the loneliest road in America.
The sounds exciting, huh?
It was amazing.
Wait, how did they get the name The Loneliest Road in America?
Oh, Life magazine had dubbed it that in 1986.
They did, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Those people are crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was really cool.
Anyway, they called it The Loneliest Road in America, and they meant that as a pejorative.
What in tarnation is a pejorative?
Yeah, a pejorative is a bad thing. But the state of Nevada, they were smart, and they turned it around and made it into a travel advertisement. So they turned it into a good thing. And it really was a fascinating road trip. So we took some video along the way. So let's get right into it, okay?
Okay, let's go.
So our road trip actually started off with an airplane flight to Salt Lake City. So our son Trevor gave us a ride to the airport. However, Clem forgot to buy a ticket, so we had to pack him away in my camera bag.
Hey, let me out of
Sorry,
here.
Clem. Okay, here we are, day one,
So excited.
getting ready to take off on our flight to Salt Lake City. Now I know that nowhere in our channel's name does it allude to us flying anywhere, but I assure you this video is about a road trip. We were limited on time, so we decided that it would be better if we just flew to Salt Lake City, rented a car there, and took the road trip from there, rather than try and make a big giant triangle or teardrop shape or whatever. Not that I'm against flying or afraid of it or anything, it's just that we'd rather be on the ground taking our time to discover things you'll never see from the air. Even on the ground, the freeway system was built to avoid small towns and other attractions, so for that purpose, we try and stay on the back roads and byways like in our channel. Of course, nowadays the freeway is also the byway. For example, huge sections of Route 66 are Interstate 40 or whatever interstate was built to replace it, so you can't always stay on the back roads, but we try. So anyway, we flew into Salt Lake City, and let me tell you, it was also absolutely gorgeous from the air. And as far as airports are concerned, Salt Lake City, it feels like it's huge. I mean, it feels like we walked forever. But it's also one of the nicest airports that we've ever visited. It's really clean and well maintained, and the artwork around is really fabulous and all that stuff. It was really a nice place. But anyway, once we landed, we would pick up our rental car at Enterprise Rental Car, which they don't sponsor us or anything like that, but we will put a plug in for them because they always treat us right. And this time it was no difference, because once we got our car, which they gave us a brand new Audi A6, it only had 3,000 miles on it, and it was fabulous to drive once we got used to all the electronics and things. Anyway, once we got our car, it was now off to our Airbnb in Orem, Utah, where we would wake up early tomorrow morning and hit the road to make our way down to the east end of the loneliest road right at the Utah-Nevada border. So we finally made it to Salt Lake, and now we're in Orem, Utah, and we're checking into our Airbnb, and it's in this neighborhood in Orem, and it's actually attached to a house We went down some stairs here, but we've been in the room, but we're going to show you around here because it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I really like it.
It was actually less expensive than any of the hotels around. So, and it was just a place to sleep for the night. But anyway,
This is better than just a place to sleep, though.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
check it out. So we're going to walk in and take a look around. Okay, there we go. Walk down the hall here. And this is the door, obviously. Duh. Here's the bathroom. They have a nice washer and dryer and shower. In the bathroom in here. Okay, when you walk in, this is the entryway here. You can see the shelves on the, of course, they have the little posters, I guess.
Yeah, from Utah.
Yeah, they look like old magazine covers, kinda. You come in and here's the kitchen.
Just so
Big
cute.
fridge.
So cute.
Got our coffee maker. We're really glad about that.
I thought you might like some coffee. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
It's really
And
nice.
there's a supermarket. Okay. Yeah, and they've got the
Look at this
sliding barn doors, and you come in and
cozy living room.
got the living room and the dining room. There's a little sitting area which could double as a place for somebody to sleep. It's like a day bed in this area here, which also has a window up. We're kind of below the ground. This is kind of a, it's a converted basement. But here we go into the little bedroom here.
Which is perfect.
Got a TV on the wall. That's a good thing. As long as it has a sleep timer. And here's the bed. And let's zoom out. Yeah. Little area to put your clothes and stuff. There's more. Yeah. So,
Super happy.
this is our place for the night. We're just going to sleep here and take off in the morning for the loneliest road. So we are in Orem, Utah right now. We spent the night here, making our way down to Highway 50 so that we can take the loneliest road. So the mountains around here are really stunning. I mean, just absolutely stunning. What you're seeing in front of us is really nothing compared to where we were. It was just hard to get some good pictures. It is really cloudy, and clouds are really low. They're covering some of the mountains that are much higher. But anyway, we're in for a good day. If you've ever watched any of our videos, or if you know us, you know that we like to avoid interstates whenever possible. So once we left Orem, we made our way to US Highway 6 to drive that until it intersects with US Highway 50, which is about 90 miles from the Nevada border. At that point, US Highway 6 runs concurrently with US Highway 50 all the way up until you reach Ely, Nevada. Now US Highway 6 has its own history, and it's really fascinating, but we're going to leave that for another time. But for now, let's talk just a little bit about the history of Highway 50. It was first conceived in 1911, about 15 years before the government came up with a numbering system for major highways, and even before Americans had become subjected to another one of the government's ideas, which is income taxes. Yeah, you heard me right. This was before income taxes. It was before the IRS. Anyway, there was this guy named Carl Fisher that came up with the idea of what would become the Lincoln Highway, which would be the very first transcontinental highway in the U.S. It would run from Times Square in New York City to what is now known as Lincoln Park in San Francisco. Carl Fisher's idea was to have it completed in time for the Panama Pacific International Expo, which was to take place in 1915 in San Francisco. Now, a little bit about Carl. He was a guy from Indiana who was very prominent in the automobile industry and apparently a real pioneer in the world of car enthusiasts. In other words, he was a car guy. He is probably most famously known as the guy who built this 2.5-mile racetrack that's paved with brick in my hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana. You might have heard of it. It's the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, of course. It's also affectionately known as the Brickyard. He's also famously known for selling swampland and developing this area down in Florida that we now know as Miami Beach. So anyway, back to Highway 50. Carl needed $11 million to build it, so being the prominent guy in the car industry that he was, he solicited all of his friends and everybody he knew in the car business to donate some money towards this project. In turn, I guess they would get some kind of good publicity, I guess. So he got some people to go along with it, but the guy he was going to rely on the most was Henry Ford, and Henry Ford refused to go along with the idea. He just thought that people should not be dependent upon private industry to fund what he thought of as public, a public thing. So they did get some private donations from regular Joes like you and me, but the biggest donations came from two guys. I don't remember their names right now. Oh, one of them was Henry Joy. Henry Joy was the president of the Packard Company, and the other guy was the president of the Goodyear Company. In fact, it was Henry Joy who came up with the idea of calling it the Lincoln Highway, because actually Carl Fisher's first idea was that he would call it Coast to Coast Rock Highway, and the reason being because it was going to be a gravel road. Now remember, this is before the days of pavement. The only pavement they had were either bricks or boards, wooden boards. So most of the roads in the U.S. were dirt roads, and he was going to make this gravel. So it was significantly upgraded from the regular, what they referred to as upgraded roads at the time were actually just graded dirt roads. So that's a little bit about the history. There's a lot more, and you can look into it, and I hope that you do if that interests you. People have written entire books on it, but we're not going to get into it right now because that's much too long of a story to tell. For now, let's make our way to the border. Here we are. Holy moly. Check this out.
Cool. Check that out.
So here we are at our first stop. The Border Inn Casino. So Annette,
What?
show us what you have. What are we going to do with this?
We're gonna go get our first stamp.
Okay.
You can contact the state of Nevada and sign up to have them send you one of these for free.
And if you get 5 stamps, you can send in the thing and get a free gift. I'm sure we'll get at least 5. So let's see how that goes.
We want to get our first stamp in our book. Right over here. You know where it is.
Perfect. You've done this before.
You guys want another one?
No.
Book?
Got
No.
lots of extras.
No, we don't
I've
need
also
one.
got like a whole box of back.
Oh, nice. Okay.
No.
People can just stop in here and pick one up then. Nice.
There you go. You can stop
go.
in and pick one up. Thank you.
Nice.
Now let's go. And here's the big casino. And a bar. And bowling on. No. Cool. Okay. Okay. So what do you think? Should I put some money in a slot machine? I don't know. I'm thinking I see one here. Oh, these old double diamonds. There's some old machines in here. Which one? Do this one? This one? I don't know. Or I don't know. There's a Wheel of Fortune machine with an old CRT screen. That's really old. Well, none of these are thrilling me. Well, now the machines are throwing me too much, so let's check out a little bit more of this place. Yep. Got a bunch of pictures over here. I always like that. Looks like a little ballroom back here. I'll show you that in just a second. I don't recognize any of these people. Nope. None of these people. Lots of pictures down here too. A wild hog on the wall. So right now we're driving towards Great Basin National Park, which is not too far from the state line. And once we get there, we're actually going to go into Baker just a little bit. So right here is the point where we're passing the entrance to the Great Basin National Park, and we're going to take a drive into Baker, and we're not going to get much video or anything. because there's not much to see, except on our way out we did stop at the Bristlecone General Store, which is actually just past what you're going to see in this video here. It is worth a stop. So if you're ever in the area, keep going past where we're going to go right here, and you'll see it on the right, the Bristlecone General Store. Stop in, go in and get a cup of coffee. It's really fantastic coffee. The store is really cute, and the people are really super friendly, and you'll be glad that you stopped. So make sure you do that, okay? Basin National Park.
Nice.
That's where we're going, because we're actually going to go to the Wheeler Peaks campgrounds. Probably not going to take the hike, because there is a bristlecone forest up here that we'd like to see, but they only grow above 10,000. And yeah, it's also a 2-mile hike, and at 10,000 feet, 2 miles uphill in the snow. I don't know if I'm going to do it. It's kind of hard to tell in this really sped up video, but we are getting snow flurries as we're driving up this windy road. So you know that it's cold outside. It started off at about 45 at the bottom of the hill. Once we got up to the top of the hill, I think it was 27 degrees. Yeah, it was cold. Water flowing? Yeah, it's right here. There's people hiking through there. I'm not going in there. You know how deep that is. Not with these shoes. So was it worth it? Yeah.
The what? It's a nice little hike.
How far did you go?
We
made it to the trailhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't go very far.
You
Yeah.
go through the camping ground. Yeah, it's pretty deep.
I'm not doing
Yeah, I
that.
know. Yeah, but it's like you go and it's up all the way through, and then we got the trailhead. We're like, no, we're done. It's
Yeah.
done. It's pretty.
Yeah, most snowshoes it's really not.
Really?
It's easier than hiking through the snow.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Want to experience it?
We've got the time.
Yeah.
Not today, though.
If you're going to be in the area, the visitor center lets you borrow snowshoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Thank you. You guys have a great trip, too. Just gotta check out the view from up here. It is absolutely amazing. Don't know if I'm capturing it or not. It's worth a shot. Not sure if we're gonna get to check this out, but we're going to the visitor center anyway. There's a gift shop in here. Oh, I'm gonna go into the gift shop. Okay. Oh boy. Hi.
Hi. You have more stamp for this one?
We have the
had one.
Great Basin Park. Okay.
Oh, wonderful. Where can you look here? I'll let you.
Time to get that stamp again. Okay.
Maybe next to that one.
Yeah, next. Oh, yours is older. I don't know. It's different from the one I can
Oh,
put
yeah.
up here.
I just got it from.
Oh, really?
Ordered
It's
it.
you ordered it in the mail?
Yeah.
That's why it's slightly different.
Well, let's
Ours
get the
are.
new one then.
No, I think they're the same. They're just thicker paper, but it looks pretty much the same.
This one's.
It's just thicker paper. And that part is the same.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
pretty much. You can have it. I
Yeah,
can
it's okay.
stamp this one too and give it to you, and then
We
you
don't need
decide which one you want to keep.
Okay.
Okay.
But you need to go get another one for Baker. But Baker and Great Basin is still all just on one page.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this point, much to the chagrin of Annette, we found out that the next cave tour wasn't until 3 o'clock, and that was quite a ways off, and it was probably going to last a while too. Even if it was a really short tour, that was going to put way too much strain on our time, so we opted not to go. We still needed to get to Ely and check into our hotel and see the county museum there in Ely. So, what a bummer. But we did get to watch a little 15 or 20 minute movie about the Great Basin National Park and about the Lehman Cave, as well as the surrounding area and the history and how the whole area came to be. It was definitely worth the extra time. So we're going to make our way out of the Great Basin National Park. Go ahead and head on into Ely, where we're staying tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to get to one of the museums before they close, because it's already getting kind of late. But anyway, we're definitely going into Ely. And I don't know. What do you think about that, Clem?
Well, I got me some cousins there in Eli that are moonshiners, so I'm gonna go party.
Okay, well, let's go. So here we are driving into Ely on the outskirts of town right now. We're actually driving mostly northwest at this point. When we get to the end of this road here, we're going to make a left and stay on Highway 50, and we'll actually be going directly west. To the right is going to be Highway 93, which is another transcontinental highway that goes north and south that has a highway history all of its own, which would be very interesting to check out one of these days. I hope that we can. Also, Highway 6 splits off up here soon, goes off to the left, and it once again becomes its own. It goes south at this point and becomes its own highway. Not running concurrently with Highway 50 at this point. So, yep, we're going to get up here, make a left, stay on Highway 50, and go into town, into Ely, Nevada, where we're so excited because there's so much to see and do here. And I really kind of wish that we could have booked an extra day, but time really wouldn't allow us to do that. But anyway, our first stop is going to be the White Pine Museum. So we'll take you around there, okay? You know, it just occurred to me that there's a couple of things that I forgot to mention. You know, we talked about the history of Highway 50 or the Lincoln Highway or the loneliest road in America as it's known going through Nevada. But what we didn't tell you was all of these towns that we're going to visit, they were in existence long before U.S. Highway was ever conceived. You see, they were all part of, well, besides being mining towns, they were also all part of the Overland Express, Stagecoach line, which later became Wells Fargo. Also, the Pony Express came through on almost this exact trail, as well as the Nevada Northern Railway, which obviously served the mines that were very active, and some are still very active to this day. So it's not just, just 1900s. It does go well into the 1800s, and you'll see a lot of this. This really was the wild, wild west. And I think you'll catch on to that throughout this video. They're open. We should probably go. So let's go to the museum.
Sounds good. We're in Ely.
Yep. Here we are. On the street here. Across the street of the cemetery. Just gotta check this out really quick. I don't know if this is a pioneer cemetery or just a regular cemetery. I don't know. No, I mean, it could be. Maybe this is the military section. I don't know. You see the mural on the side of the building? Well, we'll go inside and see it. But look right up here. Look at this. You think maybe Gavin Newsom is here? Oh, never mind. Bad joke. By the way, this is called White Pine Museum because Ely is in White Pine County. In case we forgot to mention that. Would be if I had the keys. Yep. Okay, let's go on. Yep. Great, how are you? Oh boy. Cool.
YouTubers or something?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that guy asked us if we were YouTubers because apparently the owners or the directors or whatever had an issue with RV or TV especially, who came through there and pretty much showed the whole museum. And I told him that actually if it weren't for him and others like Josh from what's it called, Through My Lens, we probably wouldn't even know about this place. So really they're just getting free advertisement. But at any rate, you know, they don't want it shown too much, so we want to abide by their wishes. And so we're not going to show you a whole lot of this, but we'll give you a quick run through of just the basics and just encourage you to go visit it for yourself, because seeing a museum online is kind of like looking at a fireplace on your TV screen. You know, you can see it and hear it, but you're not going to feel the warmth. It's really not the same as being there. So actually anything that you see us talk about or show you, or places that we go or whatever. We really want to encourage you to get out there and go yourself and really experience what it's like and learn about the history and, kind of put yourself into the time period. Well, for us, it's history. But yeah, for us, it would be putting us into the time period where all these places, was their heyday, or however you want to say it. Sometimes I'm at a loss for words, obviously. Anyway, let's just look around this place, and then we'll skedaddle out of here and go on to the next place. Okay, just finished up at the museum, the White Pine County Museum, and in the area of the hotel. We're going to look for someplace to eat first, I think, before we get checked in. After.
Wow.
I'm not sure what that is.
Hunters.
Grand Central Motel.
Yeah.
There's the White Pine Motel. There's a lot of cool hotels around.
No kidding.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff around here. It says there's a traffic jam. That our GPS has found us that we have a traffic jam.
Because everybody goes so slow here, I guess.
I guess.
Because it makes quite a speed limit, so they slow.
What's this here?
We have lots of stuff to check out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. Look at that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. There's so much.
there's our hotel.
Yeah. Tell them that.
Let's see. 10. No.
Doesn't say. It doesn't say it's for dinners.
Well, and we're staying at the hotel, so.
Yeah.
Let's say built a parking lot. Then they built the hotel. Well, at this point, I'm kind of mad at myself because I didn't get any video of probably the most historic place that we stayed. The only video that I got was a couple of portrait orientation videos for Instagram. When we got to the hotel, we found out right away that that I had booked 2 rooms. Well, I didn't actually book 2 rooms. I used booking.com and they booked 2 rooms. So I had to get hold of booking.com. According to the hotel, I needed to call booking.com to rectify the situation there. And well, it was a lot of phone calls and getting in touch with people that you can't understand, and you know, the whole thing of getting through it. Anyway, it all worked out in the end, but I guess through all of the rigmarole, I neglected to take any video of the most historic hotel that we stayed in. So fortunately, Annette got some pictures on her cell phone, and we're going to show you those, or you're looking at those. We ended up staying in the Ingrid Bergman room, which was really fantastic. We had a view of the street, just across the street. When this hotel was built in 1929, it was actually the tallest building in Nevada. And right across the street is the Jailhouse Hotel, and that's where we ended up going for dinner. But before we make our way over to the Smash and Grab, which is the name of the restaurant in this place, of course we had to take a little tour around the casino and the hotel, where we'd see a bunch of murals like you see on the wall here. It's kind of hard to see. It is a casino after all, so it's really dark. But all the small towns that we visit, usually they're on the outside, but they all have great murals, and it's fun to check out because it reflects the history of the area. Usually, in this case, it did. And of course, we had to make our way over up to the front desk, where we met a nice lady who would stamp our passport book for us. So who's the picture on the wall?
He was the owner.
He was the owner? What was his name?
Norm Goringer.
Norm Goringer.
Yeah, you're
okay.
You're good. Good idiot.
Thank you. Well, of course, as you can see, the rooms keep up with the theme of the hotel being a jailhouse. No word as to whether they look like cells inside. They don't. I read the reviews, and actually, they're supposed to be very clean and nice rooms. Well, we're finally sitting down to dinner at the Smash and Grab. I say finally as if it were a long time. I guess it felt like a long time at that point, because it seemed like we were on the road for quite a long time, and actually it wasn't all that much. It was really an early dinner for us, and you can see that there's nobody in the restaurant hardly. There's only a couple of other people in the restaurant. But it is the off season. It's a cold place right now. I think the next morning it's going to be 27 degrees and it's cold outside. You can see that Annette's wearing her headband thing that keeps her head warm and keeps her ears warm. And so anyway, I'm going to have some dinner. We'll actually go back to the hotel and spend a little bit of time in the casino and then get ourselves ready to go for tomorrow, because it's going to be a big day tomorrow. So it's Sunday late morning, and we're gonna go over to the Nevada Railway Museum, I think it's called. We're still in Ely, and we just checked out of the hotel and had breakfast, and we're gonna go up to the Railway Museum. But along the way, we'll turn on the dash cam because this town is pretty interesting, and just from around here we saw some interesting things. So let's turn that on. We'll see you when we get there.
See you when you get there.
I'm just going to drive around just a little bit. Walking around. It's 27 degrees right now.
Yeah, I knows that you left me out here in the car all night.
So, and the wind is blustery. It's snowing just a little bit. I don't think you can see that on the camera here. Walking over here to take a look at this over here. Maybe this is some sort of Veterans Memorial over here. Here, there's a Veterans Memorial. Zoom in a little. Every town has one, as every town should, in my opinion. But I'm not sure what this building is. Looks like an old courthouse. I don't know if this is the old courthouse. Okay. The White Pine County Clerk, which would be the courthouse. It's a fabulous old building. Don't know when it was built, but it's old. Okay, still making our way to the Nevada Northern Railway Museum, much of which is outside. And it is, well, it's warmed up to 30 degrees right now. Huh. But the wind is blowing. It is cold. We're going to take kind of the long way, drive around and see a few sights. Take your money with us. You can ride your bicycle. That is no. Middle school, 1915. That's when the main building was built. Right across the street is White Pine Middle School, and that was built in 1915. I'm sure that was the high school at one time. 1915. Look at that building. And then, right over there, some sort of a church. We're a little ways away. Not feeling too... Oh, it's a tabernacle. What is it? Can you read that?
Courthouse.
Must be Mormon. LDS. Must be. There's a lot of that around. But it's a beautiful old building. Well, Fine Arts Center. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's been converted. Erected 1927, it says. See if I can zoom in on that. Getting it? It's hard to say because this gimbal wants to do what it wants to do sometimes. There we go. Cool building. In some of these houses. I bet they were friends of Clem's, right, Clem?
Hey, Michael, don't you think it's time to skedaddle?
Well, we do like to take our time, but for the sake of this video, I think maybe we'll speed it up to about 250 miles an hour to get to the Nevada Northern Railway Museum. So we were told to park here, and that's why we did. And we were greeted by this guy. Hi.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Thanks for welcoming us. He's part of the welcoming committee.
Are you part of the welcoming committee?
Out in front of the museum right now. Getting ready to go in. Take a look at the outside for just a second. Wow. This one's open. Oh, upstairs. Yeah. Set off the alarm. So it says to please sign in. Can you sign in?
You didn't come to ride a train, did you?
I'm guessing you're going to tell us we're not going to ride a train.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Dog,
time of year is
right?
pretty slow. So.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I didn't see any. We were here half the day yesterday, and we were staying at the Hotel Nevada,
Okay.
and I never saw any go by. So.
Oh, we did have one yesterday afternoon.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
We missed it. Oh, it was at 1 o'clock. We got in a little later than that. Yeah. Okay. So this building was, and it was the ticket or the train
bottom
station.
Floor, yeah, the bottom floor was the baggage room, waiting rooms.
I just noticed this. There's a safe here.
Yes.
What's the safe? What was that for? Do you know?
I
Okay.
remember in 1906 they didn't have credit cards.
They didn't have Apple Pay.
No, they didn't.
Well, since we can't take a ride on the train, we may as well take a tour through this part of the museum. This is the 1915 building, which the upstairs was the offices. This is what we're seeing now. This was the offices for the Nevada Northern Railway. So they handled the logistics and the payroll and legal and accounting and whatever, maybe purchasing as well. That was all handled through these offices here. Now it's converted into a museum where you see lots of little knickknacks and things like most small town museums, but this is all related to the railroad. The downstairs was the ticketing and baggage and waiting room, and that's all been converted into a gift shop which of course we spent a little bit of money there. We do have 3 grandchildren, but I wanted to get through here in a hurry because I'm just a big kid and I want to see the trains. I forgot to mention that this was also the place where you could send a telegraph and you could buy your thrift stamps here. A thrift stamp was something that was very similar to a savings bond during World War I. And a little bit different than savings bond, and I won't get into it now, but if you're interested, go ahead and look it up. So we'll exit right out the back door, and we're going to make our way through this cold, blustery wind over to the machine shop. Dirt. Aw. He died last year. Yeah, I remember hearing about him. He was a cat that lived here. Yeah. And his name was Dirt. Dirt was sort of the mascot for this place, and he was for years. Since he died, they have gotten a Dirt 2, I guess. There was a little girl, we ran into a little girl here that spent the whole time just looking for Dirt 2. She wasn't really interested in the trains or the knickknacks or any of the history. She just wanted to see the kitty. Wow. Hi, how are you? Busy day?
Busy?
Yeah. Are you having a busy day? Or do we need to give you tickets, or?
No, you're here. You
Okay.
got them?
I got
Careful
them.
where you walk. It's a working shop.
Yep.
Power cords, air hoses.
Oh, yeah.
Don't climb on the equipment. And there's pits.
I can't for the life of me remember this old guy's name, but what a really nice gentleman that took a lot of time to speak with us about the machine shop. About this machine shop. If you're anything like me, you love old trains, you love the workings of an old machine shop like this. If you're into anything steampunk, I guess, this place is not to be missed. In fact, the Smithsonian called this the best preserved maintenance shop and machine shop in all of the U.S., and for good reason. So let's take a tour through here real quickly and you can see what we're talking about. I also wanted to mention that after we finished touring here, I went out to our car and I got my still camera so that I could get a few shots of this place. And I also got a shot of that nice old gentleman that I can't remember his name, but he's definitely worth remembering. So I wanted to get a shot of him, and it really bothers me that I forgot his name. So right now it's really windy and really cold, and there's still some occasional showers and snow flurries, so I can't put my drone up in the air and take the shots that I'd really like to take. So let's just walk around this rail yard a little bit before we head on out and go west to Eureka. So we're heading out of Ely now. I wish we had more time here. We spent about 24 hours here and could have easily made that 72 hours. But, you know, time is limited. We've got a week, well, less than a week. So we're going to be spending tonight in Austin, Nevada. But on the way there, we'll drive through a section of the Humboldt National Forest. We're going to drive right by Ruth. I wish we could have seen that. That's really the mining district of Ely. There's also a place called Garnet Hill that we're going to miss. I won't get too much into that, but if you take the trip, it's definitely worth a stop from what I've read. We didn't actually go. Anyway, we're going to make our way to right now. Where are we going to stop next? We're going to stop in Eureka. So I hope you enjoy the drive going through the Humboldt National Forest. Friendliest town on the loneliest road in America. We'll see about that.
The guy that was walking on the side of the road waved to us.
Yep.
Pretty friendly.
Sign says, money can't buy happiness, but it buys food. It's about the same. The Eureka Opera House was built in 1880, more than 140 years ago. In 1915, they showed their first silent movie. Before that, it was just a concert hall. But by the 1920s, they were showing nothing but movies, so they even changed the name to the Eureka Theater. And that kept up until 1958, when they showed their last movie and they closed their doors, until somebody bought it in 1990 and spent the next 3 years restoring it, and now it serves as a convention center and a community center and a concert hall, just like it was in the beginning. So we're in Eureka right now. This is the Eureka County Courthouse. $38,000 to construct in 1879. And there's really nothing open, but we didn't expect that anyway. It is Easter Sunday. We were actually kind of surprised that most of Ely was open. But here's a little bit of the town, and we're going to go down to this Owl Club that is open, presumably because it's also a casino, but we need coffee, so yeah, let's go. Walk down there. Maybe we should stop here. I don't know. Probably not. This is the Bartine outhouse. And I think the rest of this building, nope, there is nothing left. I don't know what happened to this. Unfortunately, we couldn't stop and get the tour guide because the visitor center was closed, but yeah, the front of this building survived. Nothing behind it did. This looks, I don't know. I guess it's steel. Looks like it could be copper. There is a lot of copper around. Heading up to the Owl Club now. We'll go in here. Maybe in there. Just take a look across the street first. Well, I looked into it, but the Owl Club doesn't have a ton of history, except that it's been owned by the same family since 1981. I think a father and son that came from California, and it looks, from the reviews, it looks like a great place to stop and eat if you're hungry, but we weren't quite ready for a meal just yet. Hello. Oh, we didn't need to. We were just going to get some coffee to go. Is that possible?
Coffee to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 2. We made it to the Eureka Museum. Yeah. Well, it's not open. We didn't expect that. It's Easter after all. But we can check out the outside a little bit. Actually, let me back up here. Let me back up here and get the whole thing in view if I can. It's obviously an old building. This was the daily newspaper building. That relocated in here in August of 1879 and last published on June 12th, 1960 from this building. It's called the Eureka Sentinel, building constructed in 1879 at a cost of $10,000. That would buy you a brick in Southern California. And it would get lost in the earthquake. So leaving the small town of Eureka now, going to an even smaller town, at least as far as population is concerned, making our way towards Austin, Nevada. But as we were traveling, we came across this interesting artifact. Just got here just west of Eureka, literally just 3 or 4 minutes outside of Eureka. Came across this. Here's another Lincoln Highway marker, one of the ones that have survived since 1918. And apparently there used to be a state historical marker here. I don't see it, but it's not here anymore. And yeah, you can see the mines out there. You can see where they really mine that area. Wow. The Fad Shaft, this area's last underground mining operation. Now let me tell you just a little bit about the quirky history of Austin, Nevada. Legend has it that it was a Pony Express horse that actually kicked a rock, and there were a few people standing around, and they noticed that the rock had silver in it. So word got out pretty quickly about that, and shortly thereafter the town grew to more than 10,000 people. This was during the Civil War, and the government took advantage of that as well, because they wanted to find ways to fund the war, so they sent miners in as well. I'm not sure how all that worked exactly, but the town did grow to more than 10,000 people, and that's pretty evident by the many buildings that have survived, and you're going to see some of that later on in just a few minutes in this video. One thing that we missed on the way that I wanted to mention was the Hickerson Petroglyphs, which is some markings that the Shoshone Indians had left behind from thousands of years ago. We wanted to see that, but it's about a half mile off the road, up a dirt road, and as you can see, the weather was not the greatest. It was very wet, and that looked pretty sloppy to be going up a dirt road in an Audi A6, so we decided not to do that. Anyway, before we get into Austin, we're going to drive for 10 or 20 miles. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure how far it was, but we're going to drive for a little ways through the Toyabe National Forest, which is an absolutely gorgeous drive as we come into Austin, Nevada.
Wow, look at this.
Coming into Austin now. We just passed over Austin Peak, which is about 7,500 feet. I think it was 7,480, something like that. So almost 7,500 feet. See, there's a lot of snow up here. So here we are in Austin, Nevada, and we're going to have dinner at Grandma's. It's one of the few places that's opened, and it's rated really well, so we're going to check it out. And it looks to me like it's in the old Masonic temple. I might be wrong, but
Next door to it.
oh, it's next door. Okay, well, it's right next door to the old Masonic temple, or old Masonic lodge. And we're going to go right over here. Gonna go have dinner at Grandma's. Well, my grandma's not around. Hasn't been around for a long time. But is this the place? Yeah, it's both the. Non-affiliated with Grandma's. Oh, here it is. Here we are. Grandma Austin's. This is the place. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, well, here we go. Here's the place. Oh, boy. Well, that place was amazing, let me tell you. Artfully created cuisine that's truly worthy of places like Spago or Beverly Hills Hotel or the Bellagio or whatever. And you can tell that, I think her name was Connie, I won't swear to it, but I think that the chef's name, maybe she's the owner also, was Connie, that she took absolute pride in her creation. It showed. It was amazingly beautiful and delicious. In this little tiny town, we were in awe. Anyway, right now you're looking at some drone footage. I was finally able to get the drone up in the air. We had clear skies and very little wind, so yay, I can take some pictures from the air. So actually, I just called there just to check on the chef's name, and actually it was Kim, so I definitely want to give Kim a shout out because she deserves a shout out. It was amazing. And I also found out that they're going to be opening up a music venue right next door, so starting in June, I think she said, they will be having live music on the weekends, at least on Friday nights, and this place is going to be the happening spot. It already is for food, but they're making it even better, and that's the true sign of an artist right there. Well, as beautiful as it is from the air, let's just put this thing down and show you some pictures of the historical buildings that we were able to check out while we were there and see some then and now comparisons. Church was not there yet. Let's see if the gift shop is open. It's definitely off season, so it might not be. Yeah, here's the turquoise. No. Yeah, it don't look open. Now the signs are definitely not on. Yeah. Oh, this looks like a really nice shop too. That's a bummer. The turquoise right there in the dirt. Look at that. Right there in the dirt. I see more over there. There's lots of it. Look at that. There's another one. This is a pretty one. That's really thin.
Is it turquoise or glass?
It might. I don't know. I think it's turquoise. Well, no. I don't know what it is. Yeah, look at that. We struck turquoise. Yeah. Nice little visitor center here. I don't think the inside is open. It's not exactly. I don't know. Not exactly. Tourist season. Whoa. Just slipped on some ice. Whoa. Be careful when you're walking. I just slipped. I almost bit it. The Sazerac Lion Club? That's funny. At the heart of every great legend, there is a lie, an exaggeration, a falsehood, a distortion, a deception, a myth, or an untruth. Every skilled storyteller is a weaver of little lies that form a tale that is worth retelling. Great writers like Dan DeQuille understood this and developed a humorous but often not factual style of writing that was authentic to Nevada. That's funny. Map, and we are on number 4 right there, making our way tonight to number 3, Fallon. And we've got the Veterans Memorial right here. Every small town has one, and every small town should. That's really nice. Up back here we got some ruins of, I don't know. It almost looks like a mine shaft, but that's a wind. Geez, I don't know. I don't think that's, maybe it was storage of some type. Yeah, probably. Probably storage of some type for this building over here. Right over there. Out front. Kind of holding my camera out. I can't even see it. There we go. Of course, this was a Nevada Central Railroad stop. From Battle Mountain to Austin from 1880 to 1938. Wow, this railroad was constructed in just 5 months, beginning in September 1879. Completed February 9th, 1880. Somebody was just trying to call me. I don't know who. Oh. Rule Colt Gridley was the guy who carried a 50-pound sack of flour from Austin to Clifton to pay off an election bet. He raised over $200,000 carrying that bag. It's a long story. You have to look it up. Silver was discovered in 1862 here. And by 1865, there were over 8,000 people living here. According to the 2020 census, according to Wikipedia, there's less than 200 people living here now. It doesn't seem like it's quite that small to me, but there are no people around, that's for sure. So I know that I'm going against kind of, what I said I was willing to do back about 50 miles ago when we passed by the Hickerson Petroglyphs, and I said I wasn't going to take that dirt road. Well, out of all the places that I knew about prior to coming here, this place is the one that I was looking forward to the most. And really wanted to get this shot, so yeah, we're taking this road. So we're going to go up and check out Stokes Castle, which is a historical landmark. Anson, I think his name was Anson Phelps Stokes. I hope this is the way. Yeah, this is the way. This is kind of a precarious drive. Anyway, Anson Phelps Stokes was well, he was developing mines here. He was also a banker, and he had a family, and he built this place. Here it is. He built this place for his family as a summer home, and they used it for about a month, and then that was it. They left it. Here we are at Stokes Castle. It's obviously mostly in ruins now, but they are keeping it up. They do have it fenced off, so the vandals stay out. And it is on the National Register of Historic Places. Anson Phelps Stokes, mine developer, railroad magnate, and member of a prominent Eastern family, built Stokes Castle as a summer home for his sons. After the castle, or the tower as the Stokes family always referred to it, was completed in June 1897, the Stokes family used it for 2 months. Since then, with one possible exception, the structure has remained unoccupied. Yeah, cool place. Can you imagine, though, having this view in 1897? Yes, wow. It's amazing. So let's take the drone up. It would be so easy for us to spend an hour doing a video on Austin. In fact, we could do that with every town that we've visited so far, and all the ones to come as well, but I'm trying to condense this down into one video, and we're already at an hour and a half. So tonight we're going to stay in Fallon, and we do have a couple of quick stops to make along the way that we want to show you. So I think we ought to just hit the road right now. What do you think? Cold Springs.
Yep.
Yep. We didn't really know anything about this place. We didn't even really look it up or anything, and didn't really. Anyway, it kept coming up on the signs, and we're 2/3 of the way to the Fallon from Austin. Keep forgetting where we were, where we are, and we'll check this place out. Why not? Let's go in.
Let's go in.
Okay. It's an RV park, and they have a little motel over there. It looks like maybe apartments too. Well, yeah. I guess the road, I don't know. Who would live out here? I don't think you need it. It was a Pony Express station, so. Door open. Cold Springs Station, Pony Express station. I just finished my coffee, so I don't need any. Hello. Good, how are you? No. Well, it's still too early. Yeah. For me. And Annette's getting the book stamped.
The True Pony Express, the Cold Springs Pony Express station, is down here about 1.5 miles.
Okay.
On your left-hand side is the pavilion for it. It's actually up on the mountainside.
Oh.
It's a rock structure. It's one of the better preserved ones.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't see a lot of people getting to it. Yeah, so they're not picking at it. We do get cows in there, though. They knock the walls down more than anything else. And then on your right-hand side, there's 2 different pullouts. One's a dirt pullout, one's a concrete pullout. Both of which have signs and stuff for both the telegraph, because the Pony Express only ran from 60 to 61.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah.
The telegraph came in and took it all out. The other one is the stage station for the Overland stage.
Right.
Okay.
So now the Pony Express station up here, because of the Indians and because one of the station masters was killed in 60. In 61, prior to the end of the Pony Express, they moved it down to the stage station.
Oh, that would be more protected.
On those little things. Now, the stage station and all of that stuff is all fenced off now. The placards are inside the fence, so you can't really get to those placards, but they do have stuff on the outside to tell you what things are.
No, that's great.
So, yeah,
great.
It's pretty neat.
Nice,
so,
nice,
yeah, Nevada has a lot of spots where you can pull off and kind of see where things work.
That's fine. Yeah. So here is the Cold Spring station for the Pony Express. Actually, this is just a historical marker for the Pony Express station that guy was talking about before it moved down to the Overland stage station. But across the street is the trailhead to get up to the actual ruins of that Pony Express station, which are, I'm told, is in pretty good shape. But it's a 2-mile hike there and 2 miles back, and we chose not to do the 4-mile round trip this day. Okay, here's the Cold Springs ruins of the Stagecoach.
Oh.
Stagecoach. Now, the Pony Express did move down here.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, this was quite a stop.
Looks like this is open sometimes because it's got storyboards by the
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that. Inside. Time to get back on the road because we've got one more stop we've got to make before we get to Fallon. Historic Middlegate Station. Historic because it too was a Pony Express station as well as an Overland Stagecoach station, and now it's just a small town with one restaurant. You'll see just how small. Middlegate Station. Well, that's a small town. Hi. Do we just sit anywhere? Or what do we do? Okay. This looks like the place. So we had heard that they had really good burgers here, and so I ordered a patty melt. I don't remember what Annette ordered. I think she got a hamburger. Was it great? It was good, but it wasn't anything to write home about. But hey, we came because we wanted to. We came, we saw, we conquered. Yeah, I can't afford you. Hey, Taffy. How are you doing?
I'm sorry.
This is our new friend Taffy here. I should also say that they've got RV hookups as well, so there are quite a few RVers there, and they sell gasoline as well. Hi.
I know, Grandma.
Hi, Taffy.
She'd walk through the store in the pockets. Yeah, the lady tried to say no.
Oh. Here's a couple of my snapshots before we hit the road again. Couldn't resist getting my camera out of my bag. So the drive into Fallon wasn't too far from Middlegate. It's the biggest town that we have visited thus far. Felt a lot bigger than it was to me. It's just under 25,000 people according to the census. But it felt much bigger than that to me. But I guess that, especially at this point, any town that has a Walmart and several nationwide chain restaurants is going to feel kind of big. It is the home of the Fallon Naval Air Station, so there is a lot of air traffic as well. Just as we pulled into town, though, I spotted this coffee shop on the left, and of course I had to make a U-turn. So we went in and got coffee. Unfortunately, I didn't take my camera with me, but never to worry. We did go back the next morning for breakfast, and I did take my camera with me then. There we go. I don't know what the heck was going on. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We are in Fallon, Nevada, and we're going to go have breakfast. What's this place called? The Stone Cabin Cafe. We stopped there last night on the way through to get a cup of coffee and thought we'd come back for breakfast. So, ready to go in? Let's go. It's really cool. Let's go. I don't. Anyway, let's go have breakfast at the Stone Cabin Cafe. This is coming in our rear entrance. Oh, if you do anything bad, we'll stick you in jail here. Yeah, the original owner of this place, it was a house. Right. Yeah, basically this place was left exactly the way it was when the owners bought it. Some guy lived here just the way it was, except for, of course, they did some modifications to turn it into a coffee shop and restaurant. But the house was left just the way he left it. And so the decor, the walls, the way it was built, everything. It's really a cute little place, and definitely recommend it. It's right on the Loneliest Road, and you can see it. It's on the east end of town. You can't miss it. Just show you a quick look around here, so you can see some of the decor. This place, like I said, it's really close to the Fallon Naval Air Station, so they do get a lot of flyboys in there, is what I'm told. We also saw 2 deputy sheriffs come through the drive-thru. They have a drive-thru here as well while we were there, so it must be popular with them as well. So before we walk around Fallon to take a look at a few of the historic buildings, we had heard that the Churchill County Museum was a good one, so let's take a drive over there. To get there, we're going to take Main Street. That's Main with an E like the state. It intersects with US Highway 50, so we're going to make a left, and it'll take us through part of Fallon's historic district, which has been very well maintained. You know, for a town of less than 10,000 people, it amazes me that Fallon has done an incredible job at moving into the future with all of its conveniences and stuff that we take for granted, yet it still preserves the past. And the Churchill County Museum, it itself is no exception. Although the building itself is not historic, everything within and around the museum is. So it will take you on a journey through time with artifacts from the ancient Indians who lived in the area, all the way up to displays of how the nearby Fallon Air Station has evolved, and of course everything in between, including the miners and the prospectors and the stuff that they mined, all the precious metals and the stones and the elements even that we use in our everyday lives. And of course, it takes you back to all the different travelers on the Overland Stagecoach, the opening of the casinos in Nevada, with all the different, like, antique slot machines and stuff. You know, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, so we're going to make this tour really quick, even though Annette and I really spent a couple of hours there. And you could easily spend an entire day or even more if you really dug deep, but we're going to make this really quick for the sake of time. Across there is the Oh, this is okay. This is the post office. There we go. This is the old post office. Yeah, like I said there, this post office was built in 1929 with massive single doors, marble flooring throughout, and hand-carved woodwork throughout the building, and it served the community until 1978. Yeah, from 1929. Okay. Still operating as something. You can see the old architecture. Yeah. Post office boxes, PO boxes. Or alternate public defender. Old banisters are so cool. Actually, the building is now serving as public and private offices, and we actually met a really nice lady who showed us around a little bit. I didn't get any film of that. She actually showed us the boiler room. It's pretty cool. This is the Churchill County Courthouse, built in 1903, renovated in 2001, and remains the only wooden courthouse in the state still in use. So right next door to the courthouse is this building, which looks like a jail to me, so we're gonna go find out. And yes, this was the jail and sheriff's office. That it was built in 1906, entirely from rock quarried in this area and used up until 1973. So, we're going to take a hike to see the petroglyphs in this area that have been here for thousands of years. I guess it was the Shoshone Indians. Paiute, Shoshone. So this was actually as we were driving into Fallon, and I neglected to stick it into the video in the right place, and I'm too lazy to go back and edit. So we're gonna stick this clip in here. We stopped on the way in. It's about 12 miles before you get to Fallon, 12 miles east of Fallon, and there's a nice parking area here. There's restrooms, whatnot, and it's a little hike to get up there, but it's a really, really easy hike. So it might be a little more difficult in the summertime because it's probably really hot. But here's just a few clips of everything that we saw of the Grimes Petroglyphs. This pit and groove petroglyph style is believed to be the oldest at Grimes Point. Depressions were made by striking the boulder surface with a rock. These are pit and groove. Here's the pit and groove, and here's some more. It's old. If you can see that or not, I'm having a hard time seeing. Really carved out well. Sure is cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's like being in East LA looking for graffiti. Okay, maybe not. Well, now we're going to head west towards Carson City and make a little side trip on the way. We're going to go to a place that's about 8 miles north of the Lincoln Highway. It's quite possibly the best preserved true mining town from the gold and silver rush era in the mid-1800s. There was a man named Henry Pancake Comstock who discovered silver on his property. As it turned out, it was a lot of silver, and some gold as well. So he needed investors and mining experts to help him out. So without going into a lot of detail, there were quite a few people who got involved, many of whom became millionaires practically overnight. Now, they would need to hire thousands of men to work those mines, which would end up being over 3,000 feet deep. So, of course, goods and services would also spring up in the area, which would become known as Virginiacity. And that's where we're going. I'm not sure how exactly it got its name. I haven't really researched that far, but maybe you know. And if you do, I hope you'll write it in the comments. In fact, if you've gotten this far into the video, go ahead and write anything in the comments because it really helps the channel. And it would help even more if you could hit like and subscribe. That would help a lot. Anyway, so back to Virginiacity. This town, perched high up on this hill with miles of mines directly beneath its roads and buildings, would grow to a population of more than 25,000 in its heyday. The Virginia and Truckee Railroad would be built to haul silver bullion to Carson City, where the U.S. government would build a mint. We'll get into that later when we get into Carson City. And besides businesses popping up, many of the original investors would make this place their new home, and besides building themselves lavish homes, they would also help to build churches and a hospital. And this town, well, they even got their own newspaper. The Virginiacity Territorial Enterprise, as it was known, employed a journalist named Samuel Clemens. That journalist would later write this about his days writing for the paper. And I'm going to let Clem read this one to you.
To find a petrified man, or break a stranger's leg, or cave an imaginary mine, or discover some dead Indians in a Gold Hill tunnel, or massacre a family at Dutch Nicks were feats and calamities that we never hesitated about devising when the public needed matters of thrilling interest for breakfast. The seemingly tranquil Enterprise office was a ghastly factory of slaughter, mutilation, and general destruction in those days.
Sometime after he left Virginiacity to move in with his brother in Carson City to take another job, that man would also change his name. From that point on, he would be known as Mark Twain.
Where you wanting to go?
I don't know. We're in Virginiacity right now. We're trying to find some place to eat. But take a look around here. Got a bee chasing us. So I was really glad that we were there during the off season. It was crowded enough as it was, but I hear that it can get really crowded during the peak seasons. You know, it is a...
Yeah, let's just take a walk.
A real
here's Bar and Grill. And the Bucket of Blood Saloon is Like you said, it's world famous.
That's up here, right?
Oh boy.
But this is
I
a
don't know.
town
Let's check out the Bucket of Blood Saloon.
that was formed on making big money, so it's kind of fitting that they would be making big money on tourism, don't you think?
And this is a good place to raise it.
But the buildings are magnificent. As you can see, it's just a blast to walk around. You can also see right there, you can see there's still snow on the ground, so it's still a bit chilly.
Look at this.
And check out the view. It's built on the side of a hill. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but it goes way down the hill. And what blows me away the most is how they built this town.
Off in the distance.
How they built this town in the mid-1800s without electrical equipment, electrical tools, and without, diesel-powered trucks to bring the supplies up the hill, because it is a long way up the hill.
Virginiacity Bar and Grill.
Anyway,
Looks like it's not there.
we're going to keep taking a walk around. We'll take a flyover too, and we're going to drive through the town and let you check it out, and we'll head on to our next stop after that. I might interject.
Hot chocolate.
We did end up finding a place for lunch.
I could actually eat that. I wonder if they're still serving it.
I don't think this was it.
Good, how are you?
I think it was across the street, actually, where we went for
Real
lunch.
silver dollars in the Queen's dress. I've seen that somewhere, not in person. Silver Queen Hotel. It says use other doors. Well, I guess it means this door.
So we're going to walk into this place and see the Silver Queen that's made out of 3,281 silver dollars. It is pretty fabulous to see it in person. It's quite amazing. So, and right now I'm just kind of jibber-jabbering because the music is playing and we don't want that in the video. So I guess I could turn it down, but here we go. This is it right here. This is amazing.
How many? 3,000. I think it said 3,261, something like that.
I can't even imagine what this is worth, because most of these are collector's items anyway, and they're worth way more than $1. So 3,281 of them times whatever. Yeah, this has got to be worth a chunk of change, as they would say. Pun intended.
Oh, hi. Hi. How are you? Cookie. See, we can't say cookie and if we say cookie in front of our dog. Oh, you're okay. He's okay. Hi. Hi. Well, it's not open anyway. It's another one closed. I'm sure that's. Is that where we were, the roasting house? Okay. Priscilla Pennyworth's. Get your old time photos right here. Look at this.
close to this area.
Wow. Oh. Well, I want more than a hot dog.
This is cool.
Captain and yeah. Way up the hill, and way up the hill back behind him is even more. We're gonna try and eat at the Palace. Let's try and eat at the Palace. Here's the place. Huh? Two, please. Well, I guess it's time to head on down the hill and get out of Virginia City. There's so much more to see here, and we left a lot of video out of this video, but we want to get to Carson City, and we've got one more quick stop to make. It's not really a stop, it's really kind of a drive-through, but well, you'll see when we get there. Just down the mountain from Virginia City and not too far from Carson City is this little town called Dayton. We don't know too much about it except that it has a camel compound somewhere there, and we did notice that it has a lot of 19th century architecture, so we just drove around to take a look. We didn't stop and get out, but here's what we saw. And then we'll get on to Carson City. Well, we made it to Carson City, Nevada. Actually, neither one of us have ever been here, and we're staying at a place called the Federal Hotel. It's nothing really special. It's just a hotel. There is a casino here, and there's a Black Bear Diner. So there's
the room's
nothing.
Nice.
But we do. We have a really nice room. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But the view out here, you can see into a little bit. I'll show you. See into town a little bit. Here's our view right out the balcony. Looking at the top of the casino, really. And then right out there is the top of the original Capitol building. You go into there, that goes straight down to, this is actually 395 that goes straight into Old Town Carson City. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow, and it'll be in a minute for you. So see you in a minute. Well, good morning. We're here in Carson City, and we're about to go explore a couple of things before we head to the state line. And right now we're going to go to the Nevada, what's it called? The official Nevada History Museum or something like that.
I know, across from the Capitol building.
Yeah, it's across from the Capitol building. It's in the old Carson Mint, the U.S. Mint. It's in the Mint building, where they used to strike all the gold and silver coins. So that'll be interesting in itself. By the way, do you know how Carson City got its name?
No.
Do you know who it's named after?
Nope.
It's named after Kit Carson.
Oh, Kit Carson? Really?
Yeah, but here's the story. I think it was 1843. 1843, John Fremont came to Nevada, and he hired a mountaineer to lead his expedition. And that mountaineer was Kit Carson. And he, John Fremont, he wanted the Carson Valley to be named after Kit Carson. So there you have it.
Oh, very cool. Good to know.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to the museum.
Let's do it.
Here's our walk to the museum. This is the old Mint building, which was built in 1869, started operations in 1870, and continued through 1893, producing over $49 million in gold and silver coin, the bullion of which all came from the Comstock mine. Right here you can see the Lincoln Highway marker. And here's the front door, obviously. This is not the museum entrance. They actually added on a huge building. This is a huge museum, and we're only going to take you through and show you a little bit of it because you're probably museumed out by now through this video. So we'll take you through and show you some highlights. But it's worth a trip if you want to see a really fabulous museum. In fact, Carson City is full of history, and I definitely suggest going. I mean, you have the best of everything. Lots of history. You've got lots of nightlife as well with the casinos. And what else? Well, Carson City definitely has a lot to offer. It's a beautiful city, and I think you'd enjoy your trip. Yeah, this part of the museum was pretty fascinating. It took you through a simulated mine, and you could see the workings. I can't even imagine the hard work that would have been. And if you're claustrophobic, it's probably not the job for you. Now we come to the part that this is actually inside of the Mint building, and that's the part I was most excited about. Just to be inside of this building and to see the architecture. It's just, I'm in awe. The workmanship that goes into these old buildings is just unbelievable. This is all hand done. And here's one of the coin stamping machines, I guess you call it. I don't really know what you call it. But apparently they still operate this at certain times. They just weren't doing it while we were there. They're not making coins, so I guess they're making souvenirs. And of course, this is the Silver State, so we're going to see some silver. I think this is what was on the USS Nevada, and then pan over and see some coins that are made for each of the states. They actually made a silver coin for each one of the states. I think that's what it was. Yeah, they also did one for each branch of the military, which is really cool as well. And here's some real Nevada history, of course. That's what everybody's familiar with. booze and gambling, right? Then we get into some other stuff, you know, like you see in lots of museums. But they've got a great collection. I love these old visible pumps. And then there's technology. And we all know that Nevada has technology. I've been to CES. More Old West stuff and the Comstock mine. So after we were finished at the museum, we walked down to the Capitol building. I forgot, or I lost the video from the outside, so fortunately Annette took those pictures that you saw there with her cell phone, but this is video of the inside. We were welcome to go inside. The guards welcomed us with open arms, practically. This building was built in 1870 and still is in service. The governor's office is in this building. As you can see, the woodwork, the detail, everything is astounding. And while we were there, we were actually walking down a hallway and we saw some sort of a ceremony going on. When we got to the end of the hall, the guard invited us in. He said, "Hey, this is an open ceremony. You can sit in if you want." So it was a guy named Lieutenant Colonel Edwards who was getting promoted in the Nevada National Guard. Then we walked down to the rotunda and we could see where they were going to have the celebration here because his name was on the cake. So this room is fabulous, as you can see. Yeah, really glad that we got to see this building. It's you can see on the walls are all the past governors and everything. So this was definitely one of the highlights of our trip, and it is an absolutely beautiful building. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Highways, Byways, and Back Roads. We're so glad that you came along with us, right, Annette?
Oh, absolutely.
And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, you haven't made it to the California state line yet. How can you end this video? Well, what you're looking at right now is us driving into Tahoe, and it is anything but the loneliest road in America. As a matter of fact, when we got to the state line, we were hoping to see something that's signifying that we made it to the end of the loneliest road in America, and there was nothing. It was just a welcome to California sign. And we even made a U-turn once we got into California to come back and see if maybe there was some sort of significance, you know, some sort of sign there that said, you're at the beginning of the loneliest road in America. But there was absolutely nothing. But it is Lake Tahoe, and Lake Tahoe is not really part of the loneliest road in America, even though it is the Lincoln Highway and it is still in Nevada. It's just not part of that. Well, I guess not. Anyway. So I was actually hoping for a gift shot. I even waited till we got to the state line to buy a t-shirt. I bought this t-shirt in Austin, but I wanted to buy a t-shirt that said, "I survived the loneliest road in America," because we had seen those along the way, and I thought about buying one, but I actually thought, no, I'm going to wait till I get to the end, because I have to make it to the end before I can say I survived it, right? Well, there wasn't anything there. So,
But it was Tahoe.
But it was Tahoe, and it is beautiful, as you can see. And again, we really appreciate having you along. It was a great trip for us, really memorable. We left out a lot. There was so much to see. I think we also learned that maybe we should just do a video on each city rather than make these really long videos. What do you think?
Well, it's up to you.
I'm the one that does the editing. Yeah. Believe me, I think we'll make it one city at a time. Maybe on special videos, because we do have a Route 66 trip coming up, so look for that, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!
filling out the card with all our stamps
What is it?
from our passport.
Oh, that's right. We got it all stamped.
Yep, and they're gonna send us a gift, a certificate, and something else.
We got a certificate. Oh boy. The dogs are excited about it too.